Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today I want to share with you guys, take two, I swear to God, every time I try to do a video, I won't have anybody call for days, no disruptions. I will no sooner almost get done with the video, and then, bam, phone rings, so I gotta start over. So anyway, guys, so today I want to share with you guys another great smart home addition. Again, if you're looking to add some security to your home, I've reviewed lots of different smart home tech and smart home cameras on this channel, and here is another one. So this is from a company that was nice enough to send me this. It's a company I work with from time to time. I'm always getting fun and random products, and anytime I get a camera, pretty excited to get one of these because there's always use for it, and they're, you know, if there's always a buddy or my parents need one, it's great to have. I have tons of cameras in my house, so I've tested a lot of them. Again, I haven't tested every one, but again, I always like to use this kind of this comparison when it comes to cameras, different brands, and it comes to watches. You know, there are subtle differences between paying more and paying less. And when I show you these cameras, I'm just trying to show you guys kind of what you get for your money. Most of these cameras, honestly, are under 50 bucks. And you pay a little more for the ones that are outdoor cameras with the weatherproofing or weather resistance as opposed to indoor cameras. I've used outdoor cameras inside and vice versa. If they're protected, I have one at my house, it's a baby cam. I've mounted up at my folks' house in an overhang. It's been fine for over a year. So remember, whatever people tell you, you know, you use good judgment, use common sense, and find what's going to work best for you. I'm just giving you guys these things as options. So the brand I want to talk about today is a newer brand that goes by the name of Septekon. Kind of like Transformers, but not Decepticon, just Septekon. Here's the box right here as I knock the camera over. The company did want to do an unboxing. I don't do unboxings. I'm too impatient. I want to get the thing hooked up and running. So what this is the box. I do want to show it to you. It's empty at the moment, but I'm going to show you what you get. You get a couple weatherproof connections. I'm going to show you those in a second. You get 2 packs of self-tapping wood screws and sheetrock anchors if you are going to be mounting this indoors, which you can. There's nothing that says you can't. Of course, you get a screwdriver for if you wanted to access the back panel here to put a micro SD card in, which I recommend any camera that you get if it has the option, whether you use it or not. It's good to have that extra recording. Some cameras allow you to record just alerts. Others will record in a loop. We're going to go through the app a little bit today too and just kind of talk a little bit more about the features. Remember, when you buy a camera, try to buy a camera, you know, if you're new to smart home tech, try to stick with one brand. Now, there are instances I've talked about in the past about layering security, layering brands. So if you have a failure with one, you'll have something else still protecting your home. But it's nice to not overcomplicate your smart home. I'm a different story because I've worked with so many different companies. I've tested a lot, so I have a lot of different brands in the house. And it just gets a little bit confusing if you're not tech savvy. As far as, I have probably about 6 different camera apps on my phone. So there's always different alerts, but I always feel like my home is extremely well protected, and it gives me a great opportunity to share stuff with you guys. So price on this here, let's start off with price, because that's going to be a deciding factor, I think, when it comes to a lot of smart home tech and cameras. This is an Amazon product. I'm not sure if they have a website. I didn't actually look. I always buy this stuff on Amazon, mainly because if you have a problem with Amazon, most of these companies have free returns. Now with this one here, I'm looking at free delivery, but I don't see anything about free return. So if you do have an issue, usually they will specifically list that. Just something to kind of keep in mind. Sometimes you get something you may not like it, so just want to let you guys know ahead of time. $76 for 2 if you get a 2-pack, and $38.98 for 1 camera, and that's with Prime. I assume with Prime you probably have the ability to return it if you have a problem or you just don't like it. Right now you do get a 15% off coupon. I would take advantage of that, and I think this is a pretty well fully featured camera if we compare the price with some of the other cameras I've reviewed. So this is the camera right here. Now, let's start off with what I do like about the camera, just on cosmetics. I like the fact it's not round like a bullet camera. I like the fact that it's got this square kind of look, and I think that this kind of blends in with the geometry of a home. Homes are not round, you know, they're more square and rectangular. So I like the fact that that's a very small, a very small perk, but it's something to think about. I think this cosmetically is a nice looking camera. You can see the lens, your sensor, your infrared LEDs there. I love the fact that they have an external antenna. I can't tell you the number of cameras I reviewed that have internal antennas. And remember, when it comes to Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi is a two-way communication, just like a phone conversation. If you have the best signal penetrating outside your house, and a lot of people said, oh, well, it's just outside, right outside the door, right outside the house, right outside a wall. The wall makes a huge difference in Wi-Fi reception, and for these to work properly, you want to get a nice, strong, solid Wi-Fi. That might mean you adding a repeater. Remember, repeaters, you can get some very inexpensive for like 20 bucks. Remember, if you're doing tons of heavy downloading, repeater's going to cut your Wi-Fi signal in half, but if you're doing something like this and you have decent Wi-Fi and using this, you could use a Wi-Fi repeater. It'll be super reliable. Just remember, that just means you have another kind of chain in the link, okay? It's just another potential failure point. But I use one at my folks' house in a specific area. It works flawlessly. In some respects, it works because they have less on their network. It works better than some of my cameras. So just keep that in mind. Nice thing about this, you may not have to because it's got that antenna. I've upgraded the antenna on most of my cameras with an external antenna to a single like 3 dB gain antenna. So that's great. You have the ability to do that. You also have the ability to put a smaller antenna. If it's just your standard antenna you're going to find in the back of a Wi-Fi card. So you find them all over Amazon and eBay. So that's fantastic. Only negative thing I have to say about it, they did black cords. And for me, most homes that I've seen, my home, and again, this is not going to be every home across the board, but you don't see a lot of homes with black trim. So if you have a dark house, maybe like a dark brown house, maybe black trim, this will blend in really well. The camera will stick out like a sore thumb, but I like to see a white cord on these things. Very small issue, but when you're trying to tack this on some of your trim, which is generally white, around gutters, it stands out. So you have to get some kind of loom, and there's all kinds of different options you can get that's like white kind of cable loom that just sticks on. I've got mine down at like Home Depot or Lowe's. You can use stuff like that. Downside to this, you have a huge interface on this. So what do you have here? So they put the reset button on the wire. I don't like that because normally they just put the reset button on a lot of cameras underneath the, in this case, it could have been on this camera underneath the SD card door. Would have been a great spot for it since they give you the screwdriver in addition. But they chose to put it on the cord. So that's great for easily being able to, if you have to reset it, reach up and grab it and press the button. But I prefer it somewhere a little less accessible, and the cord is huge on this. Good thing about it is that you do get an Ethernet port, so if you want to hardwire this, a lot of cameras don't have that. And of course you have your power supply, so your 3.5 millimeter jack, I believe it's 3.5. Pretty decent sized cord. I'd say they give you about, I'd have to estimate, I'd say about 8 feet roughly. Only downside, it's black. Nice and small, easy to tuck. Does have a transformer on it, but you'll have to do a little creative mounting this. And remember, most people, where you're going to mount this, most people don't, in most houses, don't come back and be like, Fat Cat, my house. I know, a lot of houses, my parents' house, they were smart enough to put in Christmas light outlets up in some of the overhangs. That's perfect. I don't have that. So anything that I have, any cameras that I have that are actually Wi-Fi that I have to plug in, I have to get creative with the cord. Something like this, this isn't going to get you up high enough to put this out of the reach and hide the wire. So one thing you can add to this on Amazon, I'll put a link in the description as well. You can get 10-foot white extensions for this. So you might want to coil this up. You can get longer extensions as well. You might want to use a white cable extension on this. It just basically plugs into the two ends. There's a female and a male. And then you can kind of wrap up the existing cord, put it next to the outlet, tuck it away, and kind of tuck the white cord or cut cord away. Or if you just need to use the cord and then lengthen it, you can do that as well. Just make sure you try to hide the wires, because remember, somebody just come up and snip that or unplug it, the camera's useless. So keep that in mind on any of the stuff you're installing. Remember, there's no 100% guarantees in life. These are all inexpensive, cost-effective deterrents. If you were going to build a house, I would say to make sure that you add second story outlets in, so you're able to plug stuff like this in into your overhangs with ease, and have those on switches as well. So in the event you have to power cycle the camera, you have some kind of issue, you just flip a switch and then power cycle it. So keep that in mind. other than that though, it's a fantastic camera. I really don't have anything negative to say about it. In this video, towards the end, you will see some night vision images showing off the night vision. 12 infrared LEDs, again, pretty much standard across the board. I can't say that this is better than other cameras I've had. It's pretty much what you get with a residential grade home surveillance camera. So let's read a little bit more. Let me put this down for a second and just read about what they have directly on their Amazon listing. So specs on this: 1080p live audio and video. So yeah, you can communicate two-way with this. Audio quality is decent. It's a small speaker. Nothing insane. It's, you know, the larger cameras will usually have a bigger speaker. This works. You know, I don't know if somebody's got to hear you 30 feet away, but it's got two-way audio. It says here you get up to 85 feet in total darkness. Keep those specifications. Take that with a grain of salt. I've never had a camera ever be able to illuminate 85 feet away, and this is the one I can tell you. I have not tested this at 85 feet, but looking at the distance, what I know is 85 feet. You'll still see at night. It's going to have the night vision because it's designed to pick up to work like that with the built-in night vision. But as far as you having these little LEDs illuminate 85 feet away, that may be true if, let's say, you were in a completely dark gymnasium, but in the real world, not going to happen. But you'll definitely be able to see in front of you. You'll be able to see your driveway. You'll be able to see people come up. But again, remember, it's not going to be, you know, you'll see in perfect total darkness, but 85 feet is kind of a stretch. And at 1080p, in order for you to really zoom in enough to really make somebody out, you're going to need 4K. So keep that in mind. It does have IP66 weatherproofing. I like to say weather resistance. They always call it waterproof. Remember, nothing is waterproof. It does have an aluminum case, so it's pretty durable, which to me doesn't really matter. You know, most these things are mounted and you're never going to really mess with them. And it does have the ability to put a micro SD card in. A lot of cameras don't have that. I always recommend that you add one of those. I'll put a link in the description as well. If you're going to buy one of these, go ahead and spend an extra 20 bucks. You get 5-pack of 16 gig micro SD cards. You'll have one. At least you'll always have that onboard recording. Keep in mind, somebody steals the camera, that footage is gone. So, but you will get the push notifications as well on your phone, one of the features. And it says here enterprise video class encryption and cloud storage. So it says enterprise class AES 256 encryption technology ensures secure real-time video data transmission and cloud storage. Review, download, and share your cloud data without any data loss at any time, and easy setup and equipment sharing. So one thing I like to do with cameras like this is on certain cameras in my home or on my outside my home, I like to be able to, my parents sometimes want to check up and see if, hey, is he home? They can look at my driveway. Now, we're not going to, getting to cameras, be careful where you put cameras. Remember, all these things that we use that are Wi-Fi enabled, they're not, you know, you take into account that one day somebody might try to do harm and hack your equipment. Don't put cameras. Be careful with anything that's camera in situations that are, you know, could be compromising. You know, we all have personal lives. Just be cautious where you put your cameras, okay? Unless you're an exhibitionist and you really don't care, then knock yourself out. But for instance, well, getting too in detail, I don't put cameras in my bedroom, you know? And if I am going to go out of town or something, I want to put a camera in there, I'll use a portable camera I can put up there, and then it goes away after I get back and I'm having some quality time in my bedroom. So anyway, you get the point. Just be careful. Now, if somebody, you know, sees me downstairs singing, you know, at the top of my lungs, having a good old time, I don't really care if somebody were to get that footage. It doesn't really embarrass me. I'm a fun person. It's not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe that got out. You know, other things, I wouldn't want to see somebody seeing me using the restroom. You know, it's personal stuff. So use common sense, use good judgment. What else about this thing here? Again, cloud recording, it has it. You're going to pay a fee for it, but I always like to have the onboard because in the event that you buy this and let's say the company shuts down, there goes your cloud recording. So I don't sign up for any kind of cloud recording. It's not that I'm against it. I just don't want to have another bill. I feel comfortable enough having the onboard recording as well. So let's go into the app here, and I'm going to walk you through. I'm not going to show you guys the app. What I encourage you to do is if you want to get a camera like this, or you know, buy it, try it, install it, see what you think, and if you don't like it, it sounds like you could always return it. So let me go to the Septekon app here. And so as far as the time it takes to actually communicate with the camera and load up, let me just make sure there's nothing compromising on here. You will see, looks pretty good. You'll see just an image of, I'm going to show you real quick, an image of your camera gear. If you had multiple cameras, you'd see the other devices. In this case, I have one. It's going to instantly show you whether the device is online or not, right, with this little green spot at the bottom. I like that about the app because in the event that you lose connection, you'll know it immediately right on here without trying to go into the camera and say, oh, it's not working, what's going on? You know it's online, it lets you know. So it says right here you can subscribe to cloud storage. You can click the button and we're going to go into settings right now. And so here's what I like about this. Again, you can do the normal stuff, name your camera, turn the camera on or off, which is kind of nice. Most cameras don't have the ability to turn it off. This, if you decide, hey, you know what, I have one in this particular room, I want to turn it off. Again, I would never completely trust anything, but if you feel comfortable with that, you can turn it off. You can invite your family members, basically just invite them with their email address. And then, like I said, where I have a camera in my driveway, I give that to my folks. They install the app. I invite them. They create an account. I invite them. And then they can see that camera as well if they want to. You have advanced settings. If I go into advanced settings, you can rotate the image. You have auto night vision. You have your AC frequency. I think it has something to do if you have flickering. Camera microphone. You have a speaker volume, which is fantastic. And the light indicator as well. On the front of this here, what's interesting, and I believe this will only come on night, because right now there's no LED light indicator. I believe at night you'll have an LED light indicator on here that you can turn on or off when there's motion detected. Again, don't quote me on that 100%. These are all small things anyway. It says local applications. You can set this up for OnVIF as well. So I have not used OnVIF too much, but OnVIF is kind of like an open, if I'm saying this right, kind of an open platform for security cameras and surveillance equipment. So there's a lot of programs you can get to actually have on your desktop where you can add an OnVIF camera to a separate third-party application. So what's nice about that is if you have a situation where you're using other security cameras, you use OnVIF already, and you want to add something like this, you can use this with a desktop monitoring software. So let's just say you're like, all right, I don't want to do cloud recording. I want to have, and I don't remember all the names. I haven't used a lot of them, but I've experimented a little bit. If you want to have like a desktop, like I use my computer all the time. It's always on 24 hours a day. If I wanted to have my computer monitoring my camera system, I can use a software like that, add it with OnVIF, and then it'll become a camera that can be pulled from my desktop as well. So a lot of cameras that I've tested don't do that. You have to buy specific cameras that are OnVIF compatible. Some will work with, they don't have their own app. This, you get the app, you get cloud recording, you get onboard recording, and the ability to use it with OnVIF. So that's fantastic as well. Again, I haven't tested that at all yet because I'm not sure where I'm putting this yet, but it's nice that it has that. Your camera time zone, motion detection, if you want mess the sensitivity. I like the fact you can really dial in the sensitivity. A lot of the other cameras I've had, you have low, medium, high, or just low or high. This, you can really pinpoint your sensitivity. And then, of course, you have motion detection area where you can set the specific spot. Maybe you only want motion on maybe your driveway. You can set a little square on there. It'll only pick up that area. It'll show you the network you're connected to, which is great, and allow you to, I think, reset that up. And then device management, you can restore your factory settings. And believe it or not, this is something that's not on all the cameras. You have the ability to restart the camera. I can't tell you, these things, again, are residential grade gear. You have to restart them sometimes, just like your cell phone, you know. It refreshes everything, it makes it run better. It's like any other electrical device. Resetting it, or electronic device like this, I mean, like cell phone, Wi-Fi device, they all enjoy a good reset and they all benefit from it. So you have the ability to restart the camera and reset it. So that's fantastic. Other than that, as far as the features, I'm going to play the camera real quick here. Preparing to play, and what we got here? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you can see there's a little bit of a delay right now getting this to start, getting this to load. Now I have found that sometimes, there it is, so we're loaded. So about 10 seconds to get this camera to load. I will say other cameras I have that are almost instant. Other ones, there is a little bit of delay. Your network is going to be a determining factor in that. I mean, like I said, I have a lot of devices on my system. It'll be a little bit different for everybody, but I will tell you that I have cameras that do load faster, but a little bit of delay isn't really the end of the world for me. But again, you'll have your footage. You can see the desk right there. The ability to record. You have your two-way audio. You can cut a snippet and download a clip if you see something immediately on here and you're like, all right, let me start recording this. You can record it locally as well. So, and then you can replay those clips. As far as the replay on here, if I were to press replay and have cloud storage, I have the ability to replay the clips. In my case, I don't have the SD card installed in here yet. I believe once that's installed, I'll be able to record or replay that motion directly from here. So right now, downside to this camera that I can tell is that you have to have the SD card. I have other cameras that have a limited amount of cloud recording. If you get an alert, you'll be able to look at the alert and see what it was. With this, you have to have the SD card to see anything. And I will tell you that generally when it comes to this stuff, if you get an alert, you get a push notification, most of the time you're not going to be able to pull up your phone, unlock it, open the app, wait for the app to load. Even a fast phone like mine, wait for the app to load, get the app to load, start the camera. That delay that you get right there in getting that footage, you're going to miss whatever happens. So you need the ability to be able to see it and have the camera record it locally with a clip. So get the SD card if you're buying this. Otherwise, this is really just a live camera to view what's going on right now. To check on your property, look at it, no worries. If that's all you're looking for, then it's fantastic, but I think it's a no-brainer. Just go ahead and add the SD card. So finally, again, towards the end of the clip, you're going to see some night vision photo, which I'm going to edit in. Believe it or not, I'm going to edit it in towards the end. And these little caps right here are Ethernet caps. So what these do is you basically slide this over your cord, and this allows you to plug in your Ethernet cable and get some weather resistance on that as well. I do find it interesting that they have that on the Ethernet cord, but on your power adapter, it's just kind of a little bit of a friction connection, but it works. Remember, don't spray with the hose. It's just for normal light weather, okay? As far as the Ethernet cable, I like the fact, too, that it shows your solid green light. It has a status light. I've never seen any Ethernet camera that I've reviewed like this have a status light. So that's going to give you... obviously, you can see that there's no connection because nothing plugged in. If you were to have traffic going through there, you'll see the traffic light come on. So pretty cool. I think it's a fully featured camera. I will tell you that I have a camera that's similar that I got from another company back in the day. I have not added an SD card in there. I have a couple on order. I'm going to add one next couple weeks here. I have a few cameras up at my folks' house that I've received. And I will tell you that there's a camera in the backyard that this is almost exactly like. That's very impressive as far as the motion detection, the ability to really fine-tune the motion detection, and the clarity and the quality. So I really think this is a fantastic camera. I highly recommend it, and pick it up. It's in the link. Again, get the camera, get the extension if you need the extension, and definitely get the SD card. So all three links will be in the description of the video. As far as anything else, let's just try to look at here where the company want anything else. That's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. And let me know what you think about the camera. If you have any questions whatsoever, again, I'm always here to help. Drop me a comment, drop me an email, and I'll definitely get back to you within 24 hours. I want to thank Septekon again for the generosity of sending this to me. I'll definitely find a spot for this. And remember, these are good things to have around your house to protect you, your loved ones, and your goodies. So anyway, guys, have a great day. Subscribe to the channel, and take care.